Okay, so if there is a problem that is asking you to show two ways to group the factors and to write the product, that means that you're going to use the associative property. Whenever you see the words group factors, you are going to use the associative property because you're changing the groups of the numbers you're multiplying by, which are the factors. So 2 times 50. 2 and 50 are our factors, and we have to find the product. So what is the product? Product is the answer to the multiplication equation, right? So product is the answer, and our factors are what we're multiplying by. So 2 and 50 are our factors that we're multiplying. When it's asking us to show two ways to group the factors, that means we are going to come up with the associative property and using parentheses to find groups for our factors. Right now, we don't have any parentheses, so that means we have to use the distributive property to first break apart this equation and then make different groups. So when we're using the distributive property, I'm going to ask, what number should I break apart? 50 is the large number, so I should break this one apart in ways that I can multiply easier. So I know that 50 is a multiple of 10. So that means I can multiply a number times 10 to get to 50. And since I'm pretty comfortable with multiplying by 10, this is a good strategy and a good factor to use. So since I'm breaking apart the 50, I'm going to be keeping the 2. So I'm going to use the 2 again, and I'm going to drop down my multiplication sign because this is multiplication, associative property of multiplication. So 2 times some numbers, and again, I'm breaking apart the 50. If I want to use 10 as a factor, I'm automatically going to put 10, and I'm going to ask myself, what number times 10 equals 50? I know that 10 times 5 is 50, so that's automatically one group. Anytime you see parentheses, that's a number or numbers that are in a group. And so I can think of this in real life as having 3 different students, student A, B, and C, or 2, 5, and 10. And I'm going to say, I need these 2 to work together and then this number to work after with them. 5 and 10 are one group. And then I'm gonna say, okay, now that they work together, I want them to work in a different group because maybe they didn't get along so well, or maybe they couldn't figure it out. So 5 times 10 is one group in this equation. I'm going to keep the same students, but I want to make another group. So I'm going to use the same numbers, 2 times 5 times 10. But instead of 5 and 10 together, maybe I want 2 and 5 together. So this is now a different group. This is one way to group it, and now this is another way. 5 times 10 is in a group, which are inside my parentheses, and then 2 times 5 are together, which are in my parentheses for this one. So that's one group and two group. If the question is asking you to show two ways to group, this is one way and this is two ways. We already solved that part of the equation or the problem. And then if it's asking you to find the product, that means I have to find the answer. I don't know my answer yet. So if I want to find my product using this equation, what you're basically doing is you're going to be adding 10 groups, or 2 times 5, which is the group, 10 different times. So I would essentially be doing 2 times 5, 10 times. 2 times 5 plus 2 times 5, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now I have 2 times 5, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the way to double check this, which I'm going to be turning around, I'm writing my arrow, is I'm going to now be on the back side adding the products first. Anytime you see parentheses in an equation, you want to do that part first, or solve that part first. So 2 times 5 I know is 10, and I know that I'm doing it 10 times, so I'm doing 10 plus 10 10 times, right? So I'm going to write that on the back side. 10 plus 10 plus 10 10 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. And I know when I'm adding tens, I can skip count. So I can do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. If you already knew 10 times 10 is 100, even better. But if you had to skip count, that's perfectly okay too. So then the answer, or the product, is 100. The answer to this is 100. Another way we can solve it is using this equation, which again was just the same thing, except you're changing the groups. So a way that I would do that is 2 times 5 times 10, which again is just the first equation. We are going to do 2 groups of 5 times 10. So you would do 5 times 10, which is 1 group, plus 5 times 10, which is 2 groups. And again, you would solve the first parts of the parentheses, 5 times 10, and it's the same thing. 5 times 10 is 50, plus 50. 50 plus 50 is 100. And that's our product. So again, this is the same thing over here, which is 100. 100 and 100 is the same thing, the same product to our equation. The only thing we did was change the groups, not the numbers. And if it's a multiplication equation, they always say they are the same product, regardless of switching the groups around.